Welcome back to Portuguese Path, CIPLE A2 and Beyond, powered by Prep2Go.study.
It's great to be back.
Today we're tackling the monster under the bed, the one part of the EPLEH exam that I think gives everyone nightmares.
Yeah.
We're doing a deep dive into the comprehension oral.
The listening component.
Yes. And it feels like a monster because, with reading, I can sit and stare at a sentence, I can take my time, but with listening, it's like a train that just keeps moving.
That's a perfect analogy.
You miss your stop, and that's it. It's gone.
It is, and that feeling of a loss of control is the #1 source of anxiety we see. When you're reading, you're in charge of the pace. Here, the exam is in charge of the pace.
Exactly. And the stakes are so much higher than people think. I feel like there's this idea that, my grammar's good, my reading is solid, I could just muddle through the listening.
And that is probably the single most dangerous assumption you can make going into this.
So walk us through why. The scoring is a little tricky, isn't it?
It is. So let's just lay out the numbers. You need 55% overall to pass the CIPLEH.
Okay, that seems straightforward enough. Get more than half right.
But, and this is a huge but, there's a hidden rule, a kind of fail-safe. You have to score a minimum of 25% in each individual part of the exam.
Wait, in each part? So let's say I get like a 95 on reading and a 90 on writing. I'm basically a genius.
Right.
But then I panic in the listening and I get, 20%.
You fail the entire exam.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. It doesn't matter if your average is way over 55. If you dip below that 25% line on listening, it's over. It acts as a veto.
Wow. That is terrifying. That makes this section so critical.
It is. But let's reframe it to calm the nerves a bit. 25% is just 1 out of every 4 questions. The exam isn't asking for perfection.
Okay.
It's just asking you to prove you're not, completely lost. They need to know you have a basic, functional level of understanding.
That's a good way to put it. It's a low bar, but it's a hard floor. You can't fall through it.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the day itself. I always imagine walking into this, perfect soundproof booth with amazing headphones. I'm guessing that's not the reality.
Not even close. No, the reality is much more analog. You're probably going to be in a classroom, maybe a lecture hall.
With other people.
With lots of other people. And the audio is played over speakers at the front of the room. So you're dealing with room echo, the person next to you sneezing, a siren going by outside.
That feels a little unfair for a language test.
Well, the thinking behind it is that real life isn't a soundproof booth.
True.
A train station announcement in Lisbon has all that noise. They want to see if your brain can pull the important information out of the chaos.
Yeah.
It's a survival test.
A survival test. I like that. So the audio starts. What are we actually hearing?
It's broken into parts. Part 1 is typically short dialogues or little monologues, and they are all very everyday situations.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Okay, so maybe someone ordering a coffee, or a message on an answering machine about a doctor's appointment, or someone at a post office giving you instructions.
Right. Things you would actually have to do.
Exactly. But this is where the exam gets clever. We need to talk about the distractor technique.
The what now?
The distractor. The test creators know that A2 learners are often, let's call them keyword hunters.
Okay, I think I know what you mean. You look at the multiple choice answers, you see the word Monday.
Uh-huh.
You listen, you hear the word Monday, and you circle the answer with Monday in it.
That's the one. And that strategy will absolutely get you killed on the CIPLEH. They build traps for that.
Oh.
Well, they'll make sure you hear the word. So let's say the question is, what day will they meet? And the options are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay.
In the audio, one person might say, can we meet on Monday? And the other person says, oh, sorry, I can't do Monday. How about Wednesday instead?
So if I just grab the first day I hear Monday, I'm wrong.
You're wrong. They specifically state the wrong answer, but they frame it as a rejection or a negative. The correct answer often uses a synonym or is just implied by the outcome.
So they're not testing word recognition, they're testing actual comprehension.
That's it. Recognition is A1. A2 is about understanding the meaning, the final result of the conversation.
And that means you have to listen for those little words like but or no or instead of?
They are critical. Those small connector words are often more important than the main nouns.
Okay, now we have to talk about the accent, because this isn't just any Portuguese.
No, this is mandatory. It is strictly European Portuguese.
And for anyone who's learned from, say, Brazilian music or certain apps, that can be a real shock to the system. What makes it so hard?
It's really two things: speed and something called vowel elision.
Vowel elision. Break that down for me.
In simple terms, European Portuguese speakers, well, they eat their vowels, the unstressed ones anyway.
They eat them.
They do. So a word like leite for milk, in Brazil, it's a very open leite.
And in Portugal,
Leite.
wow, it just gets cut off.
It happens everywhere. A phrase like onde é que está, which is where is it? It doesn't sound like four distinct words. It gets crunched into one sound. Onde está.
Ondecta. It sounds almost like a different language. So many consonants packed together.
And if your brain is tuned to expect the rhythm of, say, Spanish, you'll miss it completely. You have to get used to the blur. You reconstruct the words from the consonants and the context.
And on top of that blur, you mentioned they sometimes put noise in the recording itself.
Yes. They call them environmental distractors. If the scene is in a cafe, you will hear the clatter of cups and people talking in the background.
They add noise on purpose.
They do. It's all part of that survival test. Can you focus on what matters when the world is noisy? It's a test of your brain's ability to filter.
That's exhausting just to think about.
It is. That's why the whole thing is only about 30 minutes long. Any more, and your brain would be fried.
So after these dialogues, what happens in part 2?
The format changes, right? It does. Part 2 is often a kind of matching game.
How does that work?
You'll have a list of places on your exam paper, say a bank, an airport, a doctor's office, a school.
Okay.
Then you hear a series of very, very short audio clips, maybe just one person speaking a single sentence. And you have to match the sound to the location.
So if I hear, your flight is now boarding at gate 23, I tick the box for airport.
Exactly. Or please take a seat, the doctor will see you shortly. You tick doctor's office.
That seems a little easier, maybe?
It can be, but the challenge is that the clips are so short. If you zone out for even 2 seconds, you've missed it entirely. It tests your ability to grab context clues instantly.
Right, and this really gets to a problem I had. I used to practice with these generic language apps, you know, the ones with the super slow, perfectly clear robot voice.
The cat is on the table.
Yes, in a perfectly silent room.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd try a real practice test and just get crushed. It felt like I was training for a marathon by walking to the fridge.
You were training for a completely different event.
I kept failing listening tests because I was practicing random audios. Things changed when I started using the listening simulators on prep2go.study. They feel exactly like the real exam.
And that's the difference maker. Getting your brain used to the specific format, the timing, the types of noise. It's half the battle. You're basically vaccinating yourself against the shock of the real thing.
So let's talk strategy. I'm in the exam room. The audio hasn't started yet. What should I be doing with that, 30 seconds they give you?
That is your golden time. Do not waste it. You need to be actively predicting. Look at the answers on the page.
Okay.
If the answers are all prices, 10 euros, 15 euros, 20 euros, what does that tell you?
Then I'm about to listen to a conversation about buying something. I need to listen for numbers.
Exactly. You prime your brain. You tell it, okay, for the next minute, hunt for numbers related to money. It's like giving your brain a search mission. It helps you filter everything else out.
So you're building a little mental box for the answer to fall into.
Precisely. And that leads to the most important rule for the listening section. I call it the don't panic rule.
The don't panic rule. I like it.
You have to accept that you are going to miss words. It's inevitable. You'll hear some word and your brain will just draw a blank.
And the instinct is to freeze and try to figure it out.
Which is the death spiral. Because while you're thinking about the word you missed, you've just missed the next 2 sentences. Now you're truly lost.
So you have to just let it go.
You have to let it go. Keep listening. You're listening for the general meaning, the gist. You can often answer the question correctly, even if you missed half the adjectives. You just need to know who did what.
That's a huge mental shift. Don't we get to hear it twice, though?
Yes. For most of the sections, you'll hear the audio twice. And you should have a different strategy for each time you listen.
Ooh, okay. Tell me more.
The first listen is for the big picture. Just try to understand the basic story. Who is talking? Where are they? What's the general situation? Don't even worry about the specific answer yet.
Just get the lay of the land.
Right. Then, on the second listen, you go into what I call sniper mode. You know the story now. You know what the question is asking. Now you are listening for that one specific detail that confirms if the answer is A or B.
That is so smart. You're not trying to do everything at once.
It's about managing your brain's workload. First pass, context. Second pass, confirmation.
I love that. So to wrap up, what are the main takeaways for someone getting ready for this?
Okay. Number 1, respect the stakes. You have to get that 25% minimum. You can't phone it in.
Right. It's a knockout condition.
Number 2, Train for the real environment. Listen to fast, European Portuguese with background noise, news clips, interviews with real people, not just slow learner audio.
Get used to the crunch.
Get used to the crunch. Number 3, don't be a keyword hunter. Be suspicious of easy word matches. The answer is usually about the meaning, not the exact word.
And number 4, the strategy. Use your prep time, listen for the gist first, and whatever you do, don't panic and stop listening when you miss a word.
That's it in a nutshell.
You know, it's funny. We get so focused on the exam and the points and the certificate. But what you said earlier about survival, about it being a test of real life, that's really what it's about. It's not just about passing a test. It's about being able to live.
It is. The real prize isn't the piece of paper. The prize is being able to stand in a train station in Porto and understand that your platform has changed. It's being able to understand the pharmacist.
It's about independence.
That's the word. The exam is just a simulation of independence. The real goal is to be able to navigate the world on your own. That's what you're really studying for.
That's a much better way to think about it. Thank you so much. This has been incredibly helpful.
My pleasure.
Don't just listen to Portuguese Train Your Ear the smart way. Visit prep2go.study. Ciao.